You have 45 years experience in automotive, with the first 5 years being with SAE. So thank you for your commitment to this wonderful organization. Let's fast forward to the 40-year mark. How did you get started as a professional in the automotive industry?
Well, I think like a lot of kids, I knew I wanted to work in the automotive world. And so it seemed like the best way to do that was get an engineering degree. So I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And I don't know if my knowledge of SAE before I got to Cal Poly was anything beyond the three letters on an oil can where it said SAE 10W40. Uh, but I showed up, and freshman orientation week, there was a full-blown Toyota Class 7S truck that was racing the Baja 1000. Uh, Cal Poly San Luis used to race professionally in the Baja 1000, Mint 400, and other races, and also in SAE Baja. So I learned about that freshman orientation week, and kind of the rest is history. I've been with SAE now since September of '81 as a volunteer.
That's incredible. So you pack your bag. Did you pack your bags and head down to Baja to see what all the excitement was about? Is that how the journey accelerated?
Yeah, I mean, November of '81, we went down there and raced. We did not have a successful race. We ended up rolling the truck, recovered from that, and then blew the engine. But it was certainly an experience. Then we ended up racing the Mint 400. Actually, it was before I arrived, they had competed in the SCORE World Championships at Riverside Raceway, which was a short course. And Roger Mears drove the truck, brother of Rick Mears, four-time Indy 500 winner, and they won their class. A student-built truck beat factory-prepared efforts. So I came in right after that, and we continued with the truck program for a couple of years, but it just got too expensive, and we finally had to shut that down and focus on SAE Baja. And then years later, after I graduated, the school ended up starting a Formula SAE program.
Because reading your bio prepping for this, there was a common denominator that it seems like motorsports runs deep in your blood, and you had to stop at the communication officer for Mazda Motorsports. How did you end up at Mazda?
Well, actually, that was a return to Mazda. So right out of college, I started at Mazda R&D. And so I was there. Timing was amazing. I got to work on the original tail end of the original Miata program. And then after I was there, as the kids would say, 6-7 years, at Mazda, I moved on, went to Ford Motor Company in Dearborn, did electric vehicle engineering in the 90s, and then finally kind of weaseled my way into motorsports at Ford Racing. We did not care for Michigan winters, shall we say. Came back to California, 98, went to work for Nissan, did electric vehicle engineering there. And then I did my career shift from engineering to communications at Nissan. And it was after Nissan departed the state in '06, I went freelance, and I ended up being reunited with Mazda. But now, I'd been at Mazda, began my career as an engineer. Now I came back as a consultant doing communications for their racing. So a lot of things tie together. And, one of my messages to students always is don't burn bridges. When you depart a company, go out on the best possible terms, because you might be invited back years or even decades later.